Well, hi, Saxgourmet fans. Once again, it is me, Steve Goodson, speaking to you from our ultra top secret command and control bunker located in Sector R of the city of New Orleans. I am down here in the executive offices, and I wanted to share with you today some information on really, this is one of my favorite products, and that is our Sax Gourmet solid copper PowerPoint resonators. Now, here's some things you need to know about resonators. First, a resonator is essentially just a mirror. What it does is it reflects the energy wave that's passing through the horn back into the tube. Uh, of course, if you've got a bunch of exposed pad leather, that leather that's exposed is going to act like a sponge and it's going to absorb the energy. Why do you not want that to happen? Because if you absorb the energy, the horn will not be responsive. Now, what you want to do is you want to maximize the amount of the reflecting surface. And you can do that with a nice big disc that goes almost all the way out to the edge of the tone hole rim on the chimney. Well, you could do that. Here's something even better. You can use as large a diameter resonator as possible, but you can increase the surface area several ways. One of the ways that we used to do is we used to use a kind of a rippled or waffle pattern on the resonator, and that pattern, of course, increased the surface area. Yeah, there's more surface area there than if it was just plain flat. You can also put, and some people do this, a slight dome on the resonator, and that'll increase the area a little bit. But there's a better way, and that's what I'm going to show you in just a minute. Now, another thing that's very important is, since the resonator functions kind of like a mirror, you want it to reflect as accurately as possible. You don't want the resonator to be made of a material that will absorb any of that energy wave as it goes through the horn, or any part of the overtones that are being created, because if you do that, then what's going to happen is it's going to change the sound of the saxophone, and we don't want that. So at any rate, what you want to do is you want to use a material that is essentially the same or very close to the same material as the body tube of your saxophone. So unless you're playing a plastic saxophone, you don't want to use a plastic resonator. Did you hear me? Don't use it. It'll color the sound. If you want to change sound, get a different neck, or get the sound man to change your EQ, get a different mouthpiece. But don't change the sound by changing the resonators to the wrong material. It makes me mad every time I see somebody has done that. All right, so we want to use something as close as possible to the original material. And since the vast majority of saxophones are made of brass, and brass is an alloy of primarily copper with some zinc and maybe 11 herbs and spices thrown in. At any rate, we want something that's basically copper. Now, I said that we want to increase the surface area as much as we can, but if my hand here is the tone hole chimney, we don't want to increase the surface area where the part dropping down into the chimney is going to in any way alter the intonation, because when you're designing a saxophone, if you're doing your job right, every time you put a tone hole and you pull the chimney out, that effectively enlarges the bore at that point. And those calculations should be made rather carefully. So filling it up is a bad idea. So you got to pay attention, and you got to have something that will maximize the amount of surface area, but not affect intonation. Okay, gotcha? All right, so we think the best way to do that, I'm going to show it to you sideways. Look at this. Look at that. It's a cone. Yeah, and we tried all different kind of cones trying to get the math right. So this goes right on top of your pad. We size them so it's, you know, right there, maximizing the amount of reflective surface. And boy, it just makes your horn come alive. But because it's the same material, it doesn't alter the sound. What'll it do? It'll increase the dynamic range. In other words, you'll be able to play softer softs and louder louds, and it will quicken the response. Now, these resonators, these are Saxgourmet PowerPoint resonators, and they are machined from one billet of solid copper rod. There are no seams in this, and you can see here, looking at it sideways, even the female part that the screw goes in is part of the main resonator. There's no joints. We don't solder anything on like some people do. What are they thinking? I don't know. I guess they don't have a master machinist working for them. We do. Now, another thing that we do, you'll notice that the back of the resonator, we use a screw back. It's got a nice washer on it. And all you do, you put this on top of the pad, and then you insert the screw, and with a washer on it from the other side, screw it in. Then, when you get your horn repadded years later, you don't have to buy another set of resonators, because we have these that can be unscrewed. Just take the pads out, unscrew them, and put them in the next set of pads. It just doesn't get better than that now, does it? This is as high quality product as you can get, and nobody else has this unique conical shape. Nobody, only us. So if you want the very finest resonator in the world, then you need to go to nationofmusic.com and get yourself some Saxgourmet PowerPoint resonators. Now, when you order, tell me the make and model of your horn, and we're going to custom make a set for your horn. We don't sell one size fits all sets that are, you know, this is for all tenors, this is for all altos, this is all sopranos, all baries. We don't do that. No, we make them up for your horn. And if you want us to oversize the set where they go as close as we can make them all the way out to the edges of the tone holes, I'll do that. Just tell me. And that will really increase the dynamic range. And there's no extra charge for that. Custom fit, we're the only people doing that. We're the only ones. So if you have any questions about this product or any of our other products, you feel free to call me during business hours. Our office is open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. Central Time. We are not open in the evenings. We are not open on Friday. We're not open on Saturday, and we are not open on Sunday. But this is the only place that you can actually call and speak to the designer about the product you're thinking about buying. We're glad to answer all your questions. So get yourself some PowerPoint solid copper resonators for your saxophone and make that horn come alive. Now, this is Steve Goodson, and I want to tell you, take your shoes off. Practice long tones every day. Remember to keep your reed bet, and remember that Saxgourmet plays best. Goodbye for now.